Hello Facebook, this is Alan Fenstermaker here, and if you guys saw my last post, today, actually as of midnight tonight, I have 9 months sober, and all I gotta say is it was an incredible journey, and I know if I went back a year ago, I would have never imagined that I would have made it, because it's one day at a time. Seriously, that's all it is it's one day at a time, and that one day just is what helps us to grow and to become a better person, because I know I have grown so much in my sobriety, and I've learned so much about myself, and just becoming a better person. That's what it's all about. It's about being your best self, and putting your best foot forward in everything you do. It's not just related to alcohol, it's or anything, or I know we all have struggles in our day-to-day lives, but it's about how we deal with those struggles. And I know I've always struggled with alcohol. I know I made different attempts to stop, but 9 months ago I decided it was just time, because I know I was tired of living that life, and just decided to take the step, start going to meetings, and ever since then my life just started getting better, and I just wanted to share that with everybody. And it's just amazing what God has been doing with me in my short time in my sobriety, and I just know that good things are going to come, because I just got to keep working it, and just keep doing the next right thing, and the next right thing will follow, because that's what it's all about. And I know I was encouraged, and I was toying around the idea about going Facebook Live about this, but I got some encouragement from a friend of mine, Harry Rage. You probably see him on my page. He goes live all the time about positivity and the power of positivity, and that's what it is, because you got to stay positive, because in life, different stuff happens to you, and what you got to do is you just got to just stay positive about it, have a positive outlook, because things aren't always as bad as they seem. And I know one thing I was even just thinking about too is that if you fast forward a year later, the problems that you're going through now will be completely different a year from now. So that's mainly what I just wanted to come on and do a Facebook Live, and just talk to you guys about my experience, my journey, and just life's not a destination, it's a journey, because everything that you do in life all adds up to each other. And I know just different things that you encounter, everything makes you a better person. Everything that you go through in life, it adds to who you are and builds your story, because I've even found in my 9 months sober that I have too. I could help someone that has 30 days sober. I could help someone that has a day sober. I could help them just to get another day, because that's what it's all about. It's about people helping people. And I've been doing some volunteer work with Doing Our Part Collectively, which is a organization in Philly that's meant to help the homeless and help people that are less fortunate. And from doing that, the main thing that I get out of that is just realizing that no matter how bad I have it, someone else has it worse, because that's how it is that other people are in different situations, and the best thing you could do is you could use your experience to help others. That's what it is. People sharing their experience, strength, and hope. Sorry, my phone just dinged, and I kind of distracted me a little bit. But thank you, Monique. I know, I try, because I know it's bad enough that I suffered with my addiction, with alcoholism. But the way I look at it is, it happened for a reason. That reason is so I can help other people get through it that are going through it. Because nothing is impossible. As long as you have breath in your lungs, and as long as you have a breath in your lungs and your heart is beating, it's not over. Everybody hits rock bottom in their life. Rock bottom is the place where people are made, because rock bottom, in my eyes, is a test. What the test is to be okay, is this person gonna break, or is this person gonna come out of it? Because that's how I looked at it. When I was at my bottom, I was okay, I'm still breathing, my heart's still beating, I'm not done yet, I'm not counted out. All I know is that I'm still alive. God kept me alive for a reason, and that reason was unknown to me, but all I know is that God has a plan. Thank you, Sasha. I love you too, bro. And Monique, but people have to want to get sober. My older brother needs help, but he swears he doesn't have a problem. I wish he were as brave as you. Thank you, Monique. I know I ran into that a lot myself too, because for a while I was in denial about my drinking. I was like, okay, I work full time, I'm supporting myself, I have a roof over my head, I'm not doing that bad. But one thing that but I actually just realized it was that, okay, I have a problem. And I was in denial about it, as I found out through my recovery, and that's what happens. People have to hit their bottom, and when you hit that bottom, then the best thing you can do is just be there for your brother and just support him. And then I know, like, just be encouraging, because you don't want to like shut people out ever. Like, you want to just always be there to support people, because I'm just thankful that God had put people in my life that He has, because those supports I have in my life have helped me to get to where I am today. And I'm actually realizing, like, in my addiction, like how bad I was, and like that how bad in denial I was. But the key thing is you actually gotta want it, and you gotta want to get better, because recovery is possible, and it is a beautiful thing. Because anybody can accomplish anything. As long as you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything, because you got God. Because I work for my higher power, which is God above, and God is what drives me. And through my life, and God has always been there through everything I've done and everything I'm doing. I know that God is behind me, God's got my back, and God is helping me to get through this. And Sasha, thank you. I love your support of the community, and we have come together as a community. Love you, bro. I lost everything, my son, and sleeping out in a motel room. That was my rock bottom, and there's no one there for me. I know that happens, but you got to realize this one thing: like, as long as you still have a breath in your lungs and your heart's still beating, that you can accomplish anything. Humans are very resilient, and anything is possible. Just gotta put your mind to it, gotta put your heart to it, and you can do it. Anything's possible, because everybody's got people out there that care. People are willing to help as long as you want help, and like, you gotta actually want it first. And like I always say, like, people that don't want to help themselves don't want help, because you actually have to want to help yourself in order to have other people help you. And thank you, Tom, and definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. Hey, Ian. Hey, Mark. Hey, guys. Just appreciate all your support. And I know, like, I tried to get sober back in 2009. I had some time. I had a year, and then what happened was I just got complacent and stopped going to meetings. But now, like, I'm realizing that's something I'm gonna have to deal with my whole life, and the best way for me to stay sober is for me to get into service. Getting into service helps me out a lot, because it helps me to get out of my head. Because when I'm in my head, that is my lower power. That's the lower power, and my higher power, God, does not want me to follow the lower power. So, like, God wants me to stay out of my head, because when I'm out of my head, I'm serving God's will. And the lower power doesn't want that, especially since I'm sober and I'm serving God right now. The devil is trying everything he can to get me to stop following God. But the key thing is, got to get out of my head, get out of my comfort zone, because true growth does not happen when you're in your comfort zone. What you got to do is, that's why you got to do different things like that you wouldn't normally do. Like, the whole part of sobriety is change. Change we must, or drink we will, because you got to change all aspects of your life all together in order for you to actually overcome it and get out of your comfort zone. And that's the big thing, just to take that step. Like, for me, it's like going to different meetings, going to different groups. And I know when I went to the Sepia Roundup down in Cape May, that was a whole life-changing experience. I know, like, we had beach meetings on the beach, and there's lots and lots of people there too. And I've always had problems with my public speaking, and I just thought, okay, I got to get out of my comfort zone and do it. So what I did is I actually got up and I spoke in front of all those people on the beach. And one thing that happened was from that weekend, I had such a spiritual awakening from it, and I'm on such a all-time spiritual high ever since that time, because I just literally felt the power of God come into me, and just realized like how I was lost all this time and battling my addiction with alcohol and all, and just knowing that that God had a plan for me and all that too, because He led me to this roundup, and He put all these people in my life that He did, like to support my changes in my life, and the people that taught me stuff. Like I know from AA, from my home groups that I've been going to, and all the people I've been meeting, it's like everything that has happened in my life, I owe it all to God, and it's all because I'm doing the right thing. Because when you do the right thing, the next right thing will follow. Because one acronym I like to remember with God, GOD, good orderly direction, because we all need that in our lives in order for us to get through it, because God provides that good orderly direction that we need. And also one thing when I was in my addiction too, like I always had this big ego, because I thought, okay, well, I don't have a problem. I always felt like I was a shit, but now I know I'm not. It's God. I work for God. And ego, it stands for one thing: easing God out. And right now I'm trying to ease God back into my life, because I know I can't do it without God. God is my leader. God is my rock. God is my refuge. And that's the reason everything I have right now, my apartment, everything I have is because of God. My job, that's God. Everything I have is for God. Without God, I have nothing. Without God, I wouldn't even be sober to this day. That's why, like I like to say, it's by God's grace that I'm sober. I am sober by the grace of God, because sobriety isn't just about not drinking. It's about a whole lifestyle change. Like sobriety is, what sobriety is, it's actually a whole, it's everything in your life. Sobriety isn't just about not drinking or not picking up. It's about like everything in your life that keeps you sober, that keeps your mind in the right way, a sober mind and body. Because not drinking is only just part of sobriety. Sobriety is so much more, and like in the beginning, it's don't drink. But the key thing is, if you're not drinking, then you're just dry. You gotta actually want to change, work the program, work the steps, and that's what does it. And just accepting to God that you have a problem, and admitting it to another person, and then it's through God that He's allowing you to be sober, and He's allowing you to carry out His will. And being acceptance. Acceptance is the number one thing. I know in the big book it talks in 417. Acceptance is the answer to all life's problems. And once you accept in your life, everything starts to slip away. And that's bad in your life, because because acceptance is the key. If you accept it, then you're good. I know, because I've always had problems with my anger and everything, and I know, like, since I accept it, the anger goes away. I used to struggle with anger a lot, and I used to bottle things up, and I know now, like, that's what I need to drink is by getting angry and being up in my head all the time. And now I just know that in order for me to get out of my head, I actually have to do stuff and get out of my comfort zone in order to get out of my head. And it's all God that's doing everything. And Monique, I agree with everything you say. I feel lousy after I drink, and I'm not even a big drinker, but I agree with accepting being sober and spiritual and healthier. Absolutely. That's one thing that I've been finding in my sobriety is, like, I feel a lot healthier, and like I feel like I have more energy altogether. I just feel like a completely changed person than from where I was a year ago. And about a year ago, I would have never imagined that I'd be sober, because I was stuck in this routine that my addiction would lock me into. But now that I'm sober, it's like I've been noticing all these positive things in my life, and it's truly amazing. And it's from God. That's what it is. That it's God that's allowing me to be sober, and God that found a way to get me out of my addiction. And truly, it's a gift. Every day is a gift. And like I was even told, like you can't just live in yesterday and think about tomorrow and future trip, because if you're doing that, what you're doing is you got 1 foot in yesterday, 1 foot in tomorrow, and you're pissing all over today. And because today is all we got. Because for all I know, like tomorrow, I could be like outside walking, and a car could jump a curb and take me out, and I'm gone. Like it could happen to anybody. No day is guaranteed. The only day that's guaranteed is that day, because like I know, like I try to, like, sometimes I try to stay in the Bible, but I try to stay out. There's some people, if you get scared away when I say the Bible and everything and stuff in the Bible, but it says that no day is guaranteed, and the day of the hour is not known, because for all I know, God could come back and just end the world tomorrow, and we don't know where we stand. That's why we need God more than ever, because if we accept Christ into our lives and we accept God, we know where we're going to be. Like, do you know I know when you move, you have to go to the post office and change your address and forward your mail and everything, but after you die, do you know where your forwarding address is? Like, and a lot of people, when you ask them that question, it's like, they don't. Some people are like, oh, good question. Or like, oh, I know exactly where I'm going. I'm going to heaven. But you don't really know that unless you have a true relationship with God, because that's what you need in this life. You need a personal relationship with God. I talk to God every day. My prayer, meditation, and I pray all the time. And I know, like, that's what led to my spiritual awakening in my life. And I'm just thankful for it, and just thankful for all you guys listening in, and just for following my journey and my sobriety. And I just got to say one thing, that journey's not over, because each and every day I live my life, that's part of my journey. And my life ain't over yet. I still got a lot of time in me, and I know that God has a plan for me, because I've been seeing the fruits blossom in my life. I've been seeing what all God's doing, and I just know that, like, I just got to hold out. And each day I wake up, I just pray that I could be what I could do to be in maximum service to God, and God always finds a way, like, for me to help other people and to touch other people's lives. And just even by doing this video, I hope by doing this that I could reach out to somebody out there that's struggling with something in their lives that they're having a problem with, and even someone else that's stuck in their addiction. That's because I know, like, for a while, like when I was in my drinking and all too, like I would start out as a social drinker and everything, drinking and to fit in with people, because I always had a problem with shyness through having the Asperger syndrome, and being always socially awkward. And just when I picked up and stuff, I always felt like I was part of the crowd. I always felt like I was breaking my shyness and breaking the awkwardness of the Asperger syndrome. But but the way I look at it now, like, I just got to get out of my head. That's all I got to do. And when I'm out of my head, like, things go perfectly. Because when I was at the roundup, like, I was completely sober, and I was such on a spiritual high. It's amazing. Like, I just felt like I was such uplifted by God. Like, I got out of my head. I got up there. I did karaoke, completely sober for the first time. And I actually felt, wow, I feel so amazing. I didn't even feel like I was, like, I just felt like, wow, like that, it's indescribable, like the way that I felt, and just knowing that anything's possible with God, and God could help anybody. Like, all you just got to do is put your faith in God, and just know that God's going to work things out for you, and, like, anything's possible. And just know that anything could be overcome as long as you're still alive, and as long as you're still breathing. And I know, like, I was stuck and I know, like, when I first started out social drinking, I would always find myself, like, always in the morning, like, puking, hungover, and everything, and just feel like shit the next day. And I always felt like at times I would be the one, like, out drinking and, you know, like, or drinking more than everybody else, and just getting out of control. And then, like, after a while, it was where I would drink to be social, I was starting to drink and isolate from other people. And so it was where I used to drink and be social, I was drinking and isolating. And now that I'm out of that, and I'm actually, like, getting out of my shell more, and just just reaching out to other people. And I know whenever I feel like I'm getting kind of squirrely, it's the best thing to always do is like reach out to others, get out of my head, get out of my comfort zone, because that's the way for me to actually reach out. Even doing this live video right here too, it's a good way for me to get out of my head, because by me expressing my feelings and getting things out there, that's a way to help other people. Because using my experience where I came down from, like, it can help someone else out. And I know, like, I'm just rambling right now. I'm just thankful that everybody could be here to share my journey. It's not over yet. I'm gonna keep looking at my page, and I'm gonna go live every now and then, and just thank you guys for tuning in, and hope you guys are all having a good night, and hope that I helped somebody tonight. And thank you, Jeanette, for tuning in. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Raleigh. Thank you, Monique. Thank you, James. Thank you, Ian. 3 more months till it's a year. You've been sober. Proud of you, bro. Awesome, man. And I know, like, I'm not done after this 3 months. After I get a year, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep working it, because I've come too far to fall behind. And I just know, like, I gotta keep going, because the more time I got sober, the more people I could help. And I just plan on trying to get and speak to as many people and reach out to as many people as I can, share my experience, strength, and hope with others. Thank you, Monique. And definitely I'm going to stay tuned for my progress, because it's not over, because I keep working this program until the day I die, because I prayed to God already that He'll keep me sober till the day I die. And I just know that God's going to sustain me through this and everything too. And if I could, and Monique, if there's anything I could do to help your brother out that's struggling with this, I'd be more than happy to, because that's what keeps me sober, is by helping other people. If I could use my experience to help just one person, it's all worth it, because it's bad enough I went down that road with the addiction myself, but the best thing I could do is use that to help other people. And that's all that I want to do, is instill in other people hope is always possible if you want it. That's the main thing. Hope is a good thing. It's the best thing in life. Hope is what keeps us driven. And yes, Monique, feel free to like connect him with me. I would be more than happy, and I'd be honored and privileged to help him out, and just to share my experience with him, and just hope that I could help him to decide that sobriety is the best way. And it's actually fun too, because you don't need to pick up a drink to have a good time. Like, I found out, like, there's plenty of sober things you could do. And like, heck, like, I know I was going to festivals and all that before, and going to concerts. You could do all that stuff sober too. Like, there's a group of people, the Wharf Rats, that I connected with too, where they committed to living a sober life, but they still go to concerts and stuff, and they're there to support each other. So, like, there's a lot of stuff you could do in sobriety and have fun, because the key thing is, like, people and places, and also putting your ego aside, because like I said before, easing God out, and I want to ease God back into my life. And thank you guys for listening, and catch you guys later. Bye.